You're listening to Scene2IQ, the Scene to Scenic podcast. We want to begin by acknowledging that we are currently broadcasting on the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Neutral peoples, as well as the Haldeman Tract, land which is promised to the Six Nations that runs 6 miles on each side of the Grand River. We are grateful to be using this space this evening. We express our gratitude to the traditional and original stewards of this land, and at the time of recording, appreciate the work that the Indigenous organizations such as Crow Shield Lodge are doing right here in Kitchener-Waterloo to include all nations in land stewardship through ceremony and public events. All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Scene2IQ. I'm here in a brand new location. This is the new studio from Joshua and Doran, which is called?
This is Sapling and Sky Studios.
Super excited to be here, guys. Thanks so much for having me on in your studio for the show. We're going to talk about all things regarding your music, the passions that you guys have, the work that you're doing in community and your local business. And I'm really excited for the conversation. So thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having us on your podcast.
So we're here in your studio. You guys are local musicians, artists, business owners. We're going to get into all of this stuff, but maybe I just want to throw it back. I don't remember if you remember this, Joshua, but like the first time that I saw you in concert, it was a summer evening at the Sunset Sessions. Good Co. You, I think, were solo on a keyboard and just bringing so much energy that the whole crowd was captivated. I saw people stopping like their cars on the street because we're at like a corner of a spot in Bobo St. Green and like listening to you. And I just remember going like, wow, who's this guy? Like, is he local? I couldn't believe you were a local person. Do you remember that? Like, how was that for you? Like at that point, how much in your career with music were you in?
It's actually so funny. I've done so many shows that I actually forget that one. So yeah, no, I don't remember that. It must have been just one of those shows that I've done just to help build my music career, right? Because there's people who, don't go out and perform as much, but it's their passion and their dream too. So I wish I can remember that. I wish I can remember all my shows. There are some that are more memorable than others. Mostly the ones where I'm playing with my band, but yeah, no, I feel bad. I don't remember that one.
That's totally fine. And I don't blame you because I assume that, just as you mentioned, when you play so many shows, and it's great to hear that you're actually pretty prolific. You just got back from the US, for example, right? On a bit of a tour there. So we'll talk more about that later too. But yeah, that's fine. And it's interesting. Hopefully it helps for you hearing stories from other people going like, hey man, this is when I first, heard your music. And now, basically since that point, I've been really wanting to sit down and chat with you. And Doran, this is the first time I've met you. Thank you so much for having me in your studio. Yeah, it's a pleasure, really. And let's talk a little bit about, this is the first time I'm meeting you, so I don't have a cool backstory, but we're sitting in a really cool studio, and you were telling me a little bit before, kind of like your passions and your music is started with violin.
Yeah, so I started with playing violin, and coming out of high school, I was like, I don't know what I want to do. So I just went to university for violin, and somewhere in there, I discovered Ableton 10, the light version on my computer, and I just really fell in love with it and all the technical aspects. And I had this dream of like owning a studio one day, but I never really thought it would ever happen. And then,
And now you're here.
Now we're here.
That's amazing. And you're an engineer.
Not by trade, but we're figuring it out.
So yes, which is cool. We'll get more into that as well. Joshua, I'm just going to come back to you for a little bit here. I know that you're also a music teacher, and that's part of your, I'm going to say, legacy that you have here in the community, which is really cool because we get to see you on both sides of the coin, right? Like we see you on stage, and then we see you teaching other folks. Mm-hmm. What's something that you've learned from one of your teachers or mentors, that you're carrying forward in your current music?
Good question. Yeah, good question. I think it all started with high school. Like my very first music teacher was my vocal teacher, Miss Farrow. So she taught me everything, like the fundamentals of music. She taught me that it can be a full-time like gig, right? So very, very appreciative of that. And yeah, all my teachers have inspired me to also like teach as well, right? To carry on that and continue giving more information and just inspiring, the younger generation, and yeah, just giving that that light to these, the people I teach anyways. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think it's really important to do that because music, like many forms of art, it is an art form, is something that is like, it really thrives when it's shared with other people, right? So obviously you're known well for your vocal talents, at least that's what I'm going to say, because that's what I've heard. Right. But you also play keyboard, guitar. So like when you're writing a song, like what's that process? Like, how does it start for you? Do you get on your keys and get something going? Do you write some lyrics? Like, because, you have some pretty, I'm going to say, some really catchy, but also very deep, like lyrical content in your songs. So how's that process look for you?
Yeah, it's truly different for every single song. And for me, I usually start with a chord progression with the instrumental bits for the most part anyways. I start with the guitar and then kind of just start building, like building blocks, like Lego basically, right, until I have this masterpiece. In terms of like the melody and the lyrics, we were talking about this, how just before I didn't care too much about the lyrics. I always focused on, oh, is the beat good? Is it making people feel happy? That was my thing. But then later on, I was really trying to, I guess, change that perspective and really focus on the words, because the words are impactful.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah,
that's cool. So you mentioned you were talking to Doran about this, so I'm gonna pass it to you, Doran. Like, what's that process like for you when you're writing? Because I know I've seen you on stage with Joshua on the Multicultural Fest playing violin, but I'm just assuming underneath that there's a lot more of your own creative writing happening too. So when you start writing, what's your process like?
So the way that I really try to start is focusing on the feeling. So what feeling am I trying to convey as the creator here, as well as what feeling do I want the listener to experience? So whether that's happy, sad, or like anger, energy, because when it really comes down to it, that's like the most important element of a song, right? What feeling does it give to someone? Whether that's through the drums or through the bass line or like a key sample that really brings out that feeling to someone. Usually though, same with Josh, it's different for every song. Sometimes you start with the drums or you hear a sample you really like, and you just build on top of that. Yeah,
that's really cool. I'd love to hear a story of like, how did you two meet? Like, and how? Like, what's that like?
Funny, this guy slid into my DMs.
Whoa.
Okay.
We had like a mutual friend, and they had a post on Instagram of like him doing music. I just messaged him. I was like, hey, I think we have a lot in common. We should like link up sometime and try to. We went to the gym the first time, actually.
Oh, you're right. We did.
We went for a workout, and then we just got some soup after, worked on some music stuff. And then I went to one of your shows after.
Yeah.
And it was a similar experience. I was like, wow, this guy's just like really bringing the energy. Like the crowd is alive. And then we were just like friends for a little bit, a couple of years. And I had this recording studio idea. And I was like, hey, like I need someone to partner up for this. And I think you'd be good for it. What do you think? And it all started there. That was around what, March, April?
Yeah.
April, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And your collaborations, Joshua, go a pretty long way, because you talked about, you have a better feeling when you're with your band. So your band is like the who's who of freaking like Kitchener Waterloo. Like seriously, man, you got like Caleb and like a bunch of other for Kevin, like a bunch of amazing musicians always partnering up with you. And I see a lot of like inspiration coming off of each other when you guys are on stage. But maybe let's talk a little bit about that, because when you wrote your own songs, but then when they get in, how does it change things, or does it, like, what does that do for your music, and how do you like to collaborate with other musicians?
Yeah, no, I love collaborating, right? There's this saying, right? Community over competition. So you want to be collaborating and connecting with all these artists, because then you get their perspective, you get their side, their views, and it helps you get out of your own box. So that's why I love collaborating with Kevin, Caleb, and like having these guys part of some of the writing process. Like Caleb, for example, he was doing a lot of guitar for my song Breaking, and that's become one of my like favorite songs. Even Kevin, I have a bunch of like ballad, like piano songs that have Kevin's piano playing, which I can't replicate. Like the song wouldn't be what it is without them, right? So yeah, it's always good to have, you know, new people and just have people collaborating with you, just because you get that new side of things.
Totally. I'm gonna say it again because I feel like that's such a KW thing, but I'm hearing it for you and I love it. It's community over competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to add anything to that, Doran? Like, when you do collaborations, is there anything that you're looking for feedback, or do you just go in with an open mind, or like, how does that work for you?
Yeah, I think collaboration is super, super, super important, especially for me and like my mental state. Just because I think a lot of people think that when you collaborate, it's like, well, why do I need someone in this room like criticizing me or telling me what to do? But in reality, it's the opposite, right? It's like when I have an idea, instead of me shutting it down, like being like, oh, that's terrible. If someone says that it's good, I might stick with that idea for a little longer, put a little more commitment into it, and I'll see like, oh, maybe that actually was a good idea. Whereas when you're working by yourself, it's so easy to just like chase that perfectionism and be like, oh, that one's not good. I'm just going to move on. This one's not good either. I'm just going to move on. Then you get nothing done.
Yeah.
So collaboration can be really helpful for just like honing down on one good idea.
Doran, I really appreciate that perspective. And I think you hit on something really important. At least for me personally, I'm like really vibing with it, which is this idea of like being able to bounce it off of somebody else. So to take away your fear of your own, like getting in your own way, which is something I find I do more often than I would like to admit. So really cool to hear that. And
we all do.
Yeah. And what's neat is honestly, like I've talked to, thankfully, a lot of artists in Kitchener-Waterloo now. And every time we talk about collaboration, I'm hearing a similar thread phrased differently. It's kind of what you just said. And it's so cool to see that they're so willing. You know, like I remember, and maybe I don't know if it's an experience either of you have had, but like stepping up to your first open mic and I was just like, I'm mostly playing guitar. So like I'm doing like the neck death stare. Like I can't see the crowd because I'm just like looking at it, trying to make sure I'm playing it right.
Yeah.
I forgot half of like what I was doing at one point, just rushed it, got through the song and was so afraid to even look up. And then when I'm looking up, people are just like, hey, great job. Like, you know, you try, like, you know, they could tell that I put effort into it. It might not have been perfect, but the reaction is like, you almost like hype yourself up so much for a negative reaction when actually, you know, you just open yourself up to hear what people say. Half the time, it's not going to be half as bad as what you think.
Truly. Yeah.
Did you ever have that? Like, when did you first get on stage? What was that like for you, Josh? And then same with you, Doran. Like,
yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think the biggest,
like, you don't strike me as someone who's afraid, but like, how? Like, what was it like for you when you started?
When I was younger, yeah, I love attention. I love having my eyes on me, and I love, just that feeling of being seen, right? So back in high school, and it was actually the pivotal moment of why I wanted to do music in the first place. My twin brother and I, we auditioned for this talent show for our high school. We were both in grade 9, and we got in, and we actually ended up coming first place in this talent show.
Oh, awesome!
And we won $100. And I was like,
that's huge, man.
I was like, first place, $100. Like we're in like 9th grade. Like this is like, we're freshmen in high school. Big leagues. I was like, this is awesome. And I remember thinking, I was like, wow, you can make money off of this. You can do this. It was such a surreal moment. So I knew from that moment, like performing was something I always wanted to do, something I was like called to do. It was,
Were you nervous?
Honestly, like, now I'm thinking back at it, I was not nervous. I was so excited to just like showcase this song, and it was the worst song ever. Like it was an original song that me and my twin brother wrote, I still remember
you did that with your twin though. That's
no, it's
cool.
super cool, right? Like we have such a strong bond, and like music's something that's always gonna like connect both of us. Like he's also like musical in his own way. But man, it was a surreal moment. No nervousness. So I think that's where my calling came from. But I do remember after getting that $100, we opened up like a bank account because now we have money. I was like, oh, let's go.
Nice.
And I remember going to McDonald's, like my job, me and my twin were just spending this $100. Like, oh, whatever, tapping for me. And then we went to McDonald's and our card got declined. And I was like, wait, yeah. Oh, it's so funny. We're like, oh, but yeah, good stuff. Good times.
Man, that's a great story. What about for you, Doran? Like when you first stepped on stage, what was that experience like?
Man, for me, I don't really get nervous in terms of like the playing. Like you won't see it in how I play. I'm just kind of shy to begin with. Like I wear black every day. I just wear a black t-shirt. I'm just not as outgoing of a guy as Josh all the time. So I guess it just translates to like a little awkward body movement on stage. But my playing, I'm not nervous.
Yeah.
I always like played in orchestra and stuff. Like orchestra, talent shows, like you said, piano, like violin stuff. I don't play too many shows. I just play right now with like Maria. Shout out Maria Gabriela. It's more just as like a favor to her. And I'll play a show once in a while if it's a fun one that I'm genuinely interested in.
Yeah.
But right now I'm not like a solo act or anything. Maybe one day that'd be really fun if I could like find a supporting band and do some originals. Sorry, I'm like way off track of the question now.
Not at all. This is how these go.
But do I get nervous? I'd say I only get nervous if I'm not really familiar with the source material. But if you're really confident in what you're playing, right? The goal of when you're practicing is not to practice till you can get it right, but to practice so much until you can't get it wrong.
Truly.
So that like in a worst case scenario, right? Like when like let's say your cables are messed up or it's raining out or there's like a million people, your crush is in the crowd or something, you've practiced so much that your fingers are just doing the work. You don't even have to think about it. It's automatic.
I love that. Can you repeat what you said about practice? That was really
I forgot.
cool. No, that
like that's my I say that to my students all the time. Right? Don't practice until you get it right, but practice so much until you can't get it wrong. Dog, that's why we click, eh? That's why we click. That's crazy.
You heard it here, guys. If you don't remember anything about this podcast, that's what you remember.
There you go. Practice.
Yeah,
That's
I was just telling my students that too on Sunday. Because she's getting ready to play for someone's wedding, and she's never played for a wedding before, right? And it's a whole different
pressure
ballgame.
Is real. Eh?
It's completely different from like playing classical violin, which we've been doing for like 4 or 5 years at this point. It's like, okay, now how do you be a professional?
Yeah.
How do you stand in front of a bunch of people with phones? How do you react when someone has a camera in your face filming for like that wedding video, right? What do you do in that situation? It's so different.
That's great. Actually, I want to pick up that really quick, Doran. So it's notable. You should be knowing that we're talking Josh was music teacher. You're also a teacher for music.
Yeah, I just have one violin student, but I did go to teachers college, and I was an elementary school teacher for a while. I taught grade 8 last year, but music jobs are just so far and few, and they're just really hard to find these days. So I decided I'm gonna take a break. There's nothing really good. I mixed good and great. There's nothing really great on the market, like the job market. So I'm gonna take a break and try this music stuff out.
I think honestly that's the way to go, man. Just follow your dreams. Like that's one thing I've been learning over the last year. And by learning, I mean hearing also from other artists. And like, yeah, I wish like you guys are relatively young still, which is great. So that you're doing this now. I wish I had that advice like 15, 20 years ago. So thank you for following your dreams.
But at the same time, it's also never too late.
Truly.
It's never too late.
Because the people that inspired me to do this are my friends at the gym that are like 40 years old, 45 years old, that had career changes. Like some guys that were like electricians for 20 years and then decided, hey, I want to be like a coach or I want to be like a private chef. And then their income totally took off. Not that it's about income, but their life freedom as well. Passion, like they were able to follow their passion even at 40. So it's never too late. I don't know how old you are. You might.
And it's honestly, it's great to hear that from your perspective and also from friends that you have who are doing this, because that's what I'm trying to do now. And you guys are inspiring me to keep going. So thank you.
Yeah, it's never too late.
Never too late. Speaking of, well, I guess something else that I've heard in the conversation, and never being too late. There's some cool life events that have happened in the last year for you, Joshua, that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
So, which is great, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That you are engaged.
Yes, I am. I am.
And is your future wife, is she a musician, or how did you connect with her? Was she like a fan? Did you?
I don't date fans. No, no. Me and my fiance, we met at the same school that we both teach at. So yeah, she's a music teacher. She studied music therapy at Laurier.
So we were actually in the same.
There we go.
We were in the same program.
So my fiance and Doran, they were in the same program. At the same time. Same year and everything.
We didn't really talk much, but we had like mutual friends.
Different. Yeah, you guys were in different. I love that. Yeah, truly, it was. Yeah, but we met at the music school, and yeah, this is around the time as well where I was like somewhat rediscovering my faith. Like I always had my faith, but I kind of like fell off of it like through college, and then when I hit 25, I was like, I need to like make this decision to like make God like center and everything. And from that moment, like I truly believe like God like put her in my life, like, for that reason. And I was like, wow, it was such a God moment. But yeah, really blessed to have met her, and yeah, I can't wait for our future to see where God takes us. It's gonna be really cool.
That's really, great story. That's amazing. And also, like, again, shout out to like Laurier and
shout out to Laurier.
Shout out Laurier.
That's what I'm hearing. But cool, for music therapy too. I've talked to a lot of music therapists and our mutual friends are watching music therapy. I'm sure you like J1 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
J1 does music therapy?
Yeah, she has her own practice now, but she
no way.
Yeah,
okay, good stuff.
Amongst other things, like
that's awesome. Like, no, that's so awesome.
Yeah. So, it just seems like a lot of people are connected through Laurier, and that's great news. So, yeah, it's funny because as you were talking about her, I could see you smiling, and I just thinking about a couple of your songs, but especially like everything else. Like now when you're doing that, I know you can't have to like it's probably again. So of course you're gonna say but is you thinking about her, right?
Yeah. So
because it's cool how that happens now.
Truly,
changes the perspective of that song.
100%.
When you wrote it, did you have like? There's somebody in your life, I'm not sure, but was like, did you have somebody, or were you waiting for that person to be that?
Yeah, so
song?
we'll talk about the one song that's actually about my fiance, which is Versions.
Okay.
And when I first wrote this song, like we weren't even together. That's the funny thing. Like we were just friends, and I was like showing them my like the chord progression for the song. I was like, oh, what do you think of this? Right? She said it was super cool. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me start writing lyrics about this. And as I was writing these lyrics, I was like, wait a second, like, why does this feel like this is about her? I was like, whoa. So confused, right? So,
and at this point, you weren't dating.
No, we weren't. We were just like exactly like we were just friends, and like, I feel it's so funny because I feel like we were friends. It was almost like more acquainted because like we didn't like know each other. We were just like work friends, right? So it was just it was really cool. And then I then just like had this song in the back of my head, and I didn't actually release it until like months later. But yeah, it was just a really surreal moment how like music really like comes from the soul, and it's like music, you're like music's gonna come out like, and it's just so surreal. It's really cool every time I think back about that song. So it's called Versions. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Music.
All right. It's like your heart knew before your brain even knew.
Truly.
Right?
No, truly.
Keep going with that, Doran.
Yeah, please, yeah.
Your heart. I don't know where to go. That's all I got. That's the wisdom for today.
It reminded me of something you said before, which I think was really apt as well. It's like you talked about writing songs. It's like the first thing you want to do is capture a feeling, right?
Really?
So it sounds like maybe this part of that was what inspired you with this song.
I had that feeling.
Yeah. What was, for you, Doran, was there a song that comes to mind that you wrote, or is just like,
I don't really write a lot of songs, so
or even like a melody, or like a.
Not yet, and I guess it's a really difficult thing, right? Like tapping into those feelings at the right time, and I think it's a difficult thing that a lot of artists talk about as well, where it's like, why do you want me to recreate music that was like this style, or like this certain album I made back then when that was like the worst point in my life? stuff like that, right?
Interesting. Right, yeah.
It's hard to tap into those emotions musically. Yeah, that's it. That's the sentence I get.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
Let's talk about watches.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, if that's a hobby that you guys like, that's absolutely.
Honestly, like this watch right here, like I got this from my fiance, so she got it for me as like a birthday gift. I'm not too into watches, but it's it's a nice sentimental gift. That
Looks like we're Seiko brothers.
we are Seiko brothers.
We're all
Let's go.
Seiko brothers.
Seiko.
I got
Is that Seiko?
I got the fake AP. You
No.
know.
Yeah,
It's still a
great.
Seiko. It's an NH35 movement.
Perfect. So yeah, it's a Seiko movement.
Yeah,
Yeah, so under the hood, exactly. That's amazing.
I also got it as a gift for myself.
This guy.
Oh, interesting. So this is something I did want to pick up because this is a great tie-in. Thank you, Doran. Is actually you're a twin.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm a twin. So this is really cool. And something my twin brother and I share, specifically with watch that I'm wearing, it's just a kind of fun comment, is he's really into like timepieces and watch hobby and stuff, but he has this exact same watch with the white dial. So this is the black dial version.
Wow.
He actually had the white birch from Grand
Birch.
Seiko. He did, yeah. He doesn't have it anymore. He's got another limited edition of that in that family.
They have such good dial designs.
They do. It's
right?
amazing. But
Not
yes,
plain.
white Sarb, I believe it's V005 and this is V003.
Wow.
And he got it for me actually, was one of our key like milestone birthdays together. So he got me that watch and now like we both wear that watch on like birthdays and stuff. And like, yeah, so it's kind of a neat connection. So throwing it back to you, Joshua, is there something that you and your twin do that kind of commemorates like being a twin that you guys, so music is one thing, but
Yeah.
what else do you share another passion or thing or something that you do as a ritual together? I'm just curious because me and my twin have a bunch of things we always do together. But
No, I love that. Yeah. No, right now, what do like we have like I would say like somewhat weekly, bi-weekly like phone calls, just kind of catching up. Just because he lives like down by like Toronto area, so we don't see each other much, but we kind of talk on a regular basis and just talking about our goals, how to motivate each other, and just like continuing to push each other forward to just succeed in life, basically. I'm trying to think. He got me like this like gold fossil watch, which I love. It's like I wear it all the time. Well, now I switched, but it's okay.
Can't wear it every day.
Can't wear it every day.
No, you
No,
need a
it's-
rotation, right?
Exactly. But other than that, no. Like when we were younger, like what do we do?
You've
No.
been running. You've been running trying to
Oh,
keep up with him, eh?
Thank you. Yeah, you remind me. So a lot of things that he does, like it inspires me. Like I would say my twin brother is like my biggest like inspiration, my biggest motivator.
I know exactly what you mean.
Right. So when it comes to like working out, he started deadlifting. I was like, oh, like, this is easy. It's not that easy. It's never that
That's
easy.
my weakness, honestly.
It-
My back, it always gets.
It's so tough. When this is back in like COVID, like 2020. So him and I put on like, for us anyways, we put on a lot of weight. So like right now I'm like 145.
I'm like, I don't see it.
Yeah, I'm 145. But back in COVID, like when everyone's like kind of like, I don't know, that's when a lot of weight on people started. Like I got up to 180. But so like 180 for me, like I'm a small dude, but 180, I kind of look a little.
Yeah, talk about COVID-19. You put on COVID.
No, truly, no, it was rough. But I was deadlifting like 455.
man.
He got up to 5 plates, so like 495. So it's crazy.
And you
but
can't blame your genetics. Eh?
you
That's
can't.
the part.
No, you can't blame your genetics, truly.
Oh.
So when he was working out, I was like, okay, like I need to keep up. I need to do this. Now he's running. He's preparing for a marathon, like a full marathon.
Wow.
He just ran like 20. I think he did 25 kilometers. Just
So basically a half.
basically half.
Just over. Yeah.
And I ran a 10K, literally the first time I think 4 days ago.
Wow, dude.
No, it was rough. It was rough.
How does that make you feel?
Oh my goodness. It's a crazy story. Let me tell you. So the start of the 10K, in my head, I told myself I'm going to run this 10K. So I go for it and I'm running. I'm thinking, I was running for I thought it was like 30 minutes. I was like, oh, I'm already halfway. I was only at like 1.9 kilometers. And
No.
And something in my head was telling me, turn back. Like once you hit 2.5, just turn back, go back to your car. You're not going to make it to 10K. And so I'm fighting this urge, and like I had like a pain on my left knee, but something in me, I was like, no, I got to fight this thought in my head, and I got to fight this pain in my knee. So I just kept running. And this pain was just hurting a lot more. So while I was running, I was listening to worship music, and I think it was a Brandon Lake song that was on, talking about like, oh, like I've seen cancer cured and I've seen all this. So in my head, I was like, wow, it's like, miracles can happen. So I was like praying to God. I was like, hey, like, get this pain out of my knee. Like I want to finish this 10K. So now I'm just running. I'm trying to get to this 5K mark. And honestly, like, and I promise, like, my knee felt so much better. Now I'm pacing way better. Like, I don't know if it was like the runner's high, but now I'm going. And I made it to the 5K mark. So now I'm 5 kilometers away from my car. So now I have to run back. Now I was like, okay, now I have to, there's no going back, right? So, and throughout this whole time, like, I'm constantly running. I didn't want to stop. I didn't want to walk. And that was because my twin brother had ran a 10K, but he had walked like the last kilometer, I think, or something like that. He was telling me, and he felt so disappointed. And so I was like, okay, he stopped. Like, I need to prove something. I want to get through this. So I'm now maybe like 7 kilometers in, Earl, and now I'm dying. I'm like in so much pain. Like, both knees are hurting. But again, I'm just like running and I'm praying. I was like, okay, like, like I can do this. Like, I just need a strength and protection. And yeah, I made the 10K. Wow. It was like, the pacing was kind of whatever and the time, but like my goal and my purpose was to make the 10K. That was the biggest thing. Like, honestly, like, it was such a surreal moment. So yeah,
it's like, it goes back to what we were saying before. Go at your own pace, right?
There you go. Go at your own pace. Truly.
So were you like running a lot before, or was this like your first 10K ever?
First 10K ever.
What about like 5K?
There we go. I've done maybe like 4 or 5 5Ks before.
But like a while ago.
Exactly.
Just jumped into it.
Just jump right into it. Just because I felt like I was just like,
you wanted to prove to yourself.
There we go. Exactly. That I can do it. Like, it is possible, right? And like, nothing's impossible. Truly
nothing's impossible. And I think it speaks to like perseverance and like taking it, like you said, like, I guess no pun intended, but step by step in a way. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And you're right. What's cool is when you get to that point of no return, like you said, you
have no choice.
You have no choice.
And sometimes that's just where you need to get to in order to just say, okay, now that I'm committed, I gotta go, right? But
truly,
and like maybe it's a good life lesson in general, but like, you're talking about pursuing your dreams. Your dreams can be like that too.
That kind of comes back to the studio, right?
Oh, there we go. Good segue to the studio.
Do it.
Good segue.
Like, we have this sunken cost here. I feel like the way you get through life is you commit to something and then you finish it. You don't quit, right? That's like my whole life. I committed to doing university. I didn't even know what I wanted to study, but I committed to doing music and I finished it. I committed to teacher's college and I finished it.
Amazing.
And now it was like, okay, I want to do something here. I have someone that will keep me accountable. I put some money in, so I'm like really screwed if I don't make that money back. And it's like, we're committing to it and we're going to figure it out. And that's the way life goes.
Yeah.
Just when you're running.
There we go.
Just like running.
That's amazing. And the other thing that I found too is like, now that you guys know how old I am, I learned this, I feel, too late in life. So for you guys, you probably already doing this. It's like, don't wait until everything's perfect to do what you want to do, right? Like, mm-hmm. I kept thinking like, oh, I gotta like have this house or have this like established, because I've been married now, thankfully 10 years plus. It's been great. Obviously some challenges too, but we're going strong and we love it and we love each other. But it's like, we always thought, oh, we just have to get this and then we'll be able to do X, Y, and Z. And then we'll be, it's like, no, we just started to go in a direction where we're going to get what we want to get out of life in terms of our creative projects, and doors to start opening up because you committed yourself to doing it. You don't have the best plan. Like, you, even the studio, like you're saying, it's like, you guys aren't like perfect engineers, but I bet you're pretty darn good.
Figure it out.
And you're going to figure it out.
That's what you realize too, right? Everyone's just faking it. Everyone, when
And
you
that's
look at them,
fine.
where you
Yeah.
think they have it all together, when you talk to them and you meet them, you figure out they're just faking it too. These guys that are making like 100K, 200K a month, they're just faking it. They don't know what they're doing either.
Right. But they're figuring it out.
Exactly. Going with the flow.
But it's just easy to look like you have it together, right?
Right. Right. And you know, I get from you guys like the genuineness though is like even though you're faking it, there's a difference. It's not you're faking it to look a certain way. You're faking it because you're getting your experience.
Well, I don't want to say faking it anymore. We're learning.
We're learning.
Learning on the job.
That's what I'm trying to get at. You're right. So I'm going to say that it's you're learning while you go. It's not. So I wanted to make that distinction. You're not actually faking.
Yeah. But everyone should be learning as they're going. Right?
Truly.
That's
because
right.
you can never stop learning. Lifelong learners.
There you go.
You heard it here first. Yeah, that's right. Speaking of which, what is one of the coolest things that you've learned since opening your studio? I'm just curious.
You want to go first? Go on this one.
Yeah.
I learned that rugs cost a lot.
Man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know if they can see the floors, but yeah, we.
But they serve a purpose outside of looking cool, right? You got to dampen the sound.
Is that dampen the sound a lot?
Truly. You know, what did we learn? I think it's. What did we learn about like open up the studio?
It's tough because we're just like still very recently opening, just getting people in.
That's it, yeah.
Right. It's like you said too, waiting for the perfect time. Like you went out of the country for a bit. I was out of the country. Like things have just been so hectic. Like,
yeah,
making time to come in here. I'd say the difference between like having a home studio and being in a dedicated space, right? That's a big thing. Even like going back to a gym thing. Like I had a home gym before in my bedroom during COVID. So I was not like you, Joshy. I'm sorry. I was working out during COVID because I spent like $1,000 on like,
there we go.
I had like a squat rack, I had a bar, I had like 400 pounds in my bedroom like an idiot. But luckily I was in the basement, so it's like I'm not going through the floor or anything. I'm not gonna break through to my downstairs.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I was in the basement. I'm like benching 300 with no spotter in there.
Dude. What?
This guy's strong.
I work as a personal trainer, so that's why I have to be a little strong for my job.
Respect. Yeah.
What was the point? But anyway, I had this home gym, and after 20 minutes, I'd start going on my phone or I'd get distracted by something because you're just not in the right headspace, right? Versus being at the gym. It's the same thing with the studio.
Yeah.
You can have all that home studio equipment, but being somewhere that's dedicated to your craft, it's like you forget your phone's there. You just really lock in. As the kids say, you're locked in.
There you go.
It's different.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. No, absolutely. Go ahead, Josh. I'm sorry.
No, that was good. I was just saying that's really good. That was a really good perspective for like the studio here, right? So, yeah, it's like why people want to come in here rather than just record at home, like 100%. What Doran just said, right? So,
yeah. No, and like you were saying, Doran, I just wanted to bounce off that too. It's so true about the idea of having a dedicated space for something that you're going to do, because sometimes you just really just need to change the scene, you know what I mean, of where you're at, even in your mental like space, you know what I mean? So that's it's really cool. It's funny, like when I was having a hard time working from home, although I love working from home, I prefer it because otherwise I have to commute to Toronto. But when I was having a hard time, one thing I did, it sounds kind of silly, it did help to change my mental space and then, you know, get some other strategies. Was I used to actually dress up like in my like shirt and stuff like that, like work shirt and stuff, and sit at my desk and be like, now I felt like I was ready for work.
Yeah.
It's funny how you do these little things, right? But it helped, honestly. And I would much rather have a local office to go to, like Builders Club, for example. Now it's rated, we're lucky. It's where Midtown Radio does a lot of our work now. So,
do you know Colin?
Yeah.
Okay. He's been telling me to go to Builders Club.
Dude, it's awesome. He's got that cute little dog.
Yes, he has the 3 little dogs.
Yeah.
So I go to the same gym as him.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. I should. Yeah. What gym do you go?
Lowe's Gym Kitchen.
You're at Lowe's Gym.
Yeah,
of course you are. Because
it's so close by.
Because Chris.
Oh, how do you know Chris?
We saw him at Josh's party. Like,
oh my, no, that's. Oh
my god! Oh, you know Chris from the gym. So I was just with him today. We were working out together.
Yeah.
Today.
So
it's just Yeah, I do like that gym. It's just because my condo has a gym. It's just
Yeah, there's no
there,
point.
but like
That makes sense.
the equipment is definitely there's more abundant and better equipment at. So if you're in Kitchener-Waterloo looking for a gym, shout out.
Dedicated space full of
Dedicated
like-minded
space.
people, right? Just like being at the studio.
Yeah.
You go there, you're surrounded by people who are serious, and you're just in the right space for it. You're surrounded by weights. You got to pick them up, right? You might as well. You're already here. You took the effort to drive there. Got to do something.
Right. So for those who are looking and they're hearing this podcast and like, hey, this sounds like a really cool studio. These sound like great people who are really authentic, and you are. How do they get a hold of you for the studio? Like, what kind of services are you offering? All that stuff.
Yeah, we're Sapling and Sky Studios. We offer live tracking, solo artists, like vocals, even instrumentals.
Yeah.
We're a place to, like helping artists grow is how we want to kind of
collaboration, not competition, like you said.
Truly, exactly.
Which is a good reason why I wanted to stay here and like not do something in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
Although I don't know the Toronto scene like that well, so maybe I'm just kind of guessing. But I feel like it's more of a rat race there, where people are like competing with each other.
I've heard that. From other sources, I've heard that. So I think you're right.
Whereas here, it's just like I really love the community here. But back to how people can reach us. Check out our website, saplingandsky.ca. We've got like a form there you can fill out, tell us about your projects, or you can just DM us on Instagram, either the studio Instagram or Josh's Instagram or my Instagram. I'm sure it'll all be linked up anyway.
Yeah, we'll provide some links in descriptions for the podcast if you're watching, or if you're listening on Midtown Radio, it'll be on the Transistor FM description. Awesome. So we had some great life advice that you guys were throwing out there. If I may, I'd like to just go back to some of Joshua's, I guess, songs and some of the energy, because like I said, when I first saw you, I don't know how to describe it. It's like people who are doing like solo keyboard stuff, usually it's pretty reserved, I find, and they let the voice do the talking, which of course you do. But like you were hyping the crowd up, you were just like full of energy, you were there, like your energy and presence were felt, and I think it was like filling a space more than just the music was filling a space, and that's the best way I can describe it.
I think I would describe him as infectious in a good way.
Way. I would agree. And we heard a bit about you, like Joshua, is that like you really enjoyed performing, you like that attention and stuff like that. But like when we're sitting and talking, you're very calm and collected, and when you're performing, you're infectious. So is there like, you're not flipping a switch, but like, describe that. Like, what is that? How does that work for you, man? Like, how do you become that person on stage?
I think it's the reps. It's just doing it so often that when I step on stage, I know my job is to make sure the crowd's having a good time. It is my responsibility to make sure that they're here to feel something other than what they've been feeling at work, at home, or like, that's how I want to be able to like serve, right? I'm using my talents to like help the community is how I picture how I want to kind of make it out to be. I would say I'm a very goofy guy in a lot of ways. So I try to just showcase that on stage. While we're talking here, it's like you just make it very easy to talk to. So I appreciate that. But yeah.
Do you feel like it's a character? Like a different Josh that you're stepping into? Like
sometimes
you're
like
playing it up.
It is, and it's when I wear my glasses. So that's
what it is.
There you go. So I wear glasses on stage
like
for
Superman,
the purpose.
The opposite.
The opposite is Superman. So I like to wear like glasses on stage, just so
sunglasses.
Just like reading glasses. I'm trying to read the lyrics on the ground.
You got a monocle.
One monocle. No, but when I put the sunglasses on, it just, I don't know. I think it gives this like kind of a shield.
Changes the scene.
Changes the scene. There we go. Exactly. So that's the switch. It's like a costume change, right? So
cool.
Yeah.
So I just gotta say, if you're listening to this and you haven't heard Pasqua's live shows, check the Instagram of some of the people posting reels and stuff. Like people are dancing, like he's up on like the monitors, like it's just something you have
push-ups.
He's doing push-ups.
So
Sometimes the shirt comes off.
So good.
Yeah, man.
And that's something
It's really.
How do you get that live experience to transfer to a recorded song?
Yeah.
Right. That's a really difficult thing. How do you still bring that same infectious feeling into a recorded song? Right. And that's something we're still working on. I don't have the answer.
No, exactly.
Right.
No, but I think that you're even like having that as a question that you're looking to resolve, I think is amazing. So speaking of resolving, just to finish this thought about the live show, is like, it's just a different experience. I can't explain it any other way. It's like, listen to his music, absolutely. But then if you can see him live, it's a different experience and you just have to be there to experience it. But yeah, and as Doran said, like, that's a really cool idea actually, is taking that experience and trying to capture it in a recorded way. I guess if you can square that circle, like you'd be,
it's difficult for every band, right?
Absolutely.
A lot of.
What's that like recording them? Like I can just picture you behind the mic or the keys or something while you're recording. You got that same like drive and energy, or do you like?
Well, that's the thing. So I had to really, what's the word? So I actually had to learn how to like sing in a studio, because when you're singing live, it's you get one chance, you get that one time, but in a studio, you get a lot of takes. So I remember,
that's interesting.
Yeah, like I remember finding myself having this thing called red light syndrome, which is,
what's that?
So it's when you see the red recording dot, it just becomes like, I don't know, I think it's nervousness or just something where you're not performing at 100% because you know that it can kind of be like recorded over and over.
I don't think when you say performing, it's like skill wise or technique wise.
Yeah.
Right. Because I'd say your technique when you're recording is really good. It's emotionally.
There we go. You can capture the
filter on.
There we go. Right. It's how do you capture that emotion when the red light comes on? The emotions kind of.
I feel like you're so focused on being so perfect sometimes.
There we go. We've talked
about this a lot. Where I'm trying to get you to like
keep talking about it.
Step out and like be less technically perfect. That it's okay to be imperfect, because when you have those live shows, right, you have those imperfections, but that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it human.
Yeah.
And when we're recording, it's just like so perfect.
Right. Everything's on the clock. Everything's like
right with the click track, all that stuff. Click tracks take away your emotion. Don't record with the click track.
Well, I mean, if you need time, you got to. But no, that's so fair. I studied music for 3 years, and like you learn all these rules, and like I now have a degree with jazz, contemporary vocals, and it's so hard to I guess step out of the mindset of like breaking these rules that have been set.
Yeah.
Right. So
it was like a huge thing for my entire university,
especially if you're I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but if you're classical,
100%, man.
I've heard that from other folks who have done like where trained up in classical and
I love
conservatory and everything, but like
I love the professors I had and everything. But it's on me ultimately, right? Like I was so focused on like, oh, this note's out of tune, or this one's like flat or whatever, and like the rhythm is wrong here. I forgot to play with emotion.
Right.
Until I remembered that, like, it's like, what's that Beethoven quote? To like play a wrong note is not a crime, but to play without emotion, like, is like, it's like terrible. Whatever the quote is.
I love it.
That's a good quote.
Yeah, it's great.
Are you classical then? Did you?
No, I grew up in high school band, similar idea, like clarinet of all things, because it would play guitar. My parents wouldn't buy drums. So,
how dare they? How dare they?
No, but it did lay a great foundation, similar to what you said, Joshua, too. I'm so grateful to have like the best music teacher in high school.
Yeah.
To this day, like, and he's well known in the community and everything, but he instilled, like, if anything, was passion. Like I can't say he was also very technically minded, but I just didn't have the technical skill at the time, or I guess the interest in clarinet to really do it, because I really wanted to play guitar, so I was learning more on guitar at home and stuff. So anyways, it's not about me, but to answer your question, mostly self-taught after high school, but just had a super great foundation. Thank you to all those music teachers. That includes you guys.
Shout out music teachers.
Yeah, music teachers. There you go.
Yeah, music teachers give sound advice.
There you go. Yeah, there you go, truly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Love it.
that's funny. Yeah,
Um,
the red light.
yeah.
I think another thing too has been our recording process, which we haven't had a chance to get the whole band in yet to
Right.
do like a live tracking session with drums and everything. But it's like in the I wouldn't call it like the old way, but the old way we're doing it before, where you're just recording one track at a time, right? Like you lose some emotion doing that.
Truly.
Oh, I can imagine.
Like just with the click track recording vocals, it's terrible.
No, I
It's
know.
depressive.
I find it really hard to record anything without the drums behind, like actual drums, like
Yes.
instead of just the metronome. Like,
Yeah, no, truly.
But I guess last question for you guys, because I feel like this is something we could talk about for a bit, and this is great. But what's next for you guys, both of you, individually and as a studio? Like, where do you see yourselves going in the next 6 months and a year, kind of thing? This is not an interview, like job interview question. This is like a passion
100%.
question.
Yeah, I think we talked about this, and I had a conversation with my twin brother about, I guess, the business goals, right? So he was kind of instilling, it's like, what's the purpose of this business? And typically when you start a business, you think of the money, right? Like a business is to generate income. And so that was kind of weighing heavy on me. I was like, okay, like now we got to like really focus and like just be so driven to make like X amount a month or get X amount of people in the studio. And I was like, what's the word? I was like kind of like pushing that onto Doran. And what I love about Doran is that, one, like he holds me accountable to so many things. And in this case, it was why we started this studio in the first place.
Even before that, like, why do you do music?
Even before,
right?
Exactly.
Because if you wanted to make money, no offense, but music's not the right place, right?
You don't do this for the money,
No,
right?
exactly.
And yeah, you do it because you have that passion for it. So when we talked about these goals, I took away the real reason we started this is so we can grow as individuals, as musicians, artists,
Right.
producers, engineers, just lovers of music, right? And lovers of, like sharing our talents with other people. So it truly shifted my mindset to the point where I was like, okay, this is what we want. I hope I can speak for both of us. Like what we want is to truly grow. Like the reason why it's called Sapling and Sky, right? We're saplings and we're trying to grow into the sky. Truly,
beautiful,
right? So it's
shout out Robert.
For the name, right? So that's where we're at. We're in a season of growing. We're in a season of learning and just meeting new people, right? So everyone that inquires in the website, like understand, like we want to know your story. We want to know why you want to be recording in here, and so we can help and we can be part of the journey with you. So
we're not trying to make $1 million. It would be nice, but ideally it's just like a place for you to record your stuff, for me to learn and grow and to meet other people and just grow our own personal careers from there. And if the studio can make a little bit of money along the way, that would be great too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you're supporting the community, and in turn, that means the community is going to support you, whether it's financially, which is, as you mentioned, for the business side, like that's practically what you need, but in other ways, potentially as well. Yeah. That's great. So personally then, I'll throw it over to Joshua and then Doran to wrap it up here. What's next on the horizon personally? Any new songs coming up, or you got the wedding plan and stuff? What's going on with Josh?
So, got a couple more shows, more like corporate gigs this summer, and then it's gonna be grind time for this studio. Want to get more people. I'd love to focus more on that, but still focusing on my own music. I was trying to drop songs every week, and realized, hey, I should take more time with my. That's what I tried. Yeah. So just in July, I dropped a song every week. But now it's.
I remember you said that when you performed at the Gawker.
There we go. Yeah. And so I'm just kind of like, again, this is a season of growth and a season of learning. I'm seeing what works, what doesn't work. And right now I do want to take more time with my music and take more time with the lyrics and take more time having people come in and like listen to the songs and tell me what's wrong with them and tell me what's what can be better, because everything can be
Or what
better.
they like.
Or what, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I have
Right.
I have a mindset of like always thinking it's like, how can we always improve? But
You go. So,
but it's good to know what does work, right? So you need that. But yeah, just season of growing. So that's what I'm doing. And yeah, planning a wedding. So.
that sounds great. Thank you, Joshua. Doran?
What about you? I'm gonna make you go first. Midtown. This is
wow,
Midtown
okay.
Radio.
It'll be on Midtown Radio.
There we go. But Scene2IQ, right?
Yeah, Scene2IQ.
Scene2IQ.
It stands for scene to scenic, so it's like changing the scene. So,
So what are your hopes? What are your goals? 6
man.
months, 1 year, 5 years.
Thanks. Actually, there's a really exciting project that I'm going to be part of coming up in a couple of weeks that we're talking about not having the best plan and just setting your direction and just going for it. This was probably the biggest leap of faith, if I can use a phrase to say, that I'm super excited for. So there's a fingerstyle guitar festival in Quebec that is put on by one of my heroes of fingerstyle guitar. His name's Antoine Defer. And I was very fortunate to have my last podcast interview with his current partner, Kylie, who of herself and her own volition is an amazing operatic singer and artist of all kinds, plays harp and all this stuff. So they're together, and she's from Kitchener.
Wow.
So yeah, and it's a long story, but all that to say is, in the next while, I'll be heading to Quebec and helping to film a mini documentary with Kylie about the fingerstyle scene there,
Wow.
which to me is like insane that I'm doing this.
Shout out Quebec. It's a foreign world over there.
Yeah.
But that's just speaking to like putting your passion and setting your focus and say, okay, I'm going to do it. I don't know what the result is going to be, but I'm just going to do this.
The law of attraction, right?
Yeah.
Butterfly effect. If you didn't start the podcast, then who knows where that could bring you to.
That's exactly how it happened. If I didn't start the podcast, I wouldn't have met Kylie, and I wouldn't have met Antoine Defer, and then I wouldn't have met, and it just kept going like that. So that's my biggest thing on the horizon. And outside of that is very, I guess, serendipitous too, but I'd love to start recording some original music. So
yeah, I know a place.
I know.
Yeah.
Right,
we're gonna chat. We're gonna chat after this.
Yeah, we'll chat.
For us, it started.
Yeah, that's right.
Now we're here.
That's right.
Just started with one message. The algorithm showed me a reel. Anyway, plans for me.
Yes,
goals.
Doran, please.
I don't know. I just want to release a lot more music, right? I kind of have this perfectionist mindset. I know it's so bad. At the same time, it's like I don't finish stuff either. And every producer has this problem. If you say you don't, you're lying, right? But you like fit. You start a loop.
Gepo, good enough. Push on.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, you make like an 8-bar loop, you put drums on it or whatever, and you don't bother to arrange it, or you don't put it on BeatStars, you don't put it on YouTube, you don't send it out to anyone. You just have this sitting on your hard drive for 10 years, and I probably have 200 of those, and I gotta put them out and finish them, and that would be nice, right? But you keep telling yourself they're not good enough. Anyway, I want to do an instrumental album, something on violin, maybe some writing.
Okay, Mac DeMarco.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not really a singer anyway. That'd be nice. And just collaborate with a lot more people.
There you go.
That's amazing. Gentlemen, thank you so much for both your time. Thank you for inviting me to the studio. It's been a huge pleasure getting to know more about you guys individually, getting to know about your business, getting to know about the goals. I really appreciate this. And again, I just want to shout you guys out. Anybody who's listening, please check out Sapling and Sky Studio, website, Instagram. Check out Joshua Pasqua's music. Go see him live. And in the future, go see Doran live because that's part of his goals.
Hey, thank you.
Guys, have a great night. Thanks again, and take care.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Take care.